Have you ever asked yourself why nothing makes your heart pound with excitement anymore as it used to? Why do the things you previously enjoyed now seem dull, heavy, and tasteless? And how has an entire generation come to feel bored and empty, despite living in the era most filled with entertainment? The strange thing is that most people today do not suffer from a lack of pleasure, but from an excess of it. And an abundance of pleasure can turn into an absence of pleasure. This is not because your life is bad, but because your brain is exhausted. But where did this exhaustion begin, and why did it become so powerful that it robs you of your desire for everything? In the past, pleasure was simple. A book you read, a quiet session, a friend you talked to, or a game that took time to understand. Today, you are not dealing with pleasure. You are dealing with a continuous explosion of stimulation. Short clips that change every 2 seconds, games that don't let up, endless notifications, and ready-made content precisely designed to click directly onto your brain, pushing it to produce a new rush of dopamine, and then letting it crash moments later. Let me give you the first example. A young man sits on his phone for hours, moving from one video to the next, laughing for a few seconds, being astonished for a few seconds, then returning to aimless scrolling. After turning off his phone, he feels an intense emptiness, no desire to study, no enthusiasm for work, and not even the ability to enjoy simply sitting down. It's not because his life is boring, but because his brain has become accustomed to such a high pace of rapid pleasure that ordinary things no longer excite anything within him. The second example, a girl who loves to draw. She used to spend hours drawing a single painting and felt happy with every step. But today, she watches dozens of artists on social media drawing at incredible speed and amazing styles. Her mind starts saying, "What's the point of what I'm doing?" So she puts down her pen. Not because she lost her passion, but because her brain now has a very high threshold for stimulation, to the extent that the natural process of drawing is no longer enough. The third example, a young man trying to start reading. He opens the book for 2 minutes, then his mind wanders. He feels intense boredom, then he returns to his phone. Not because he doesn't like reading, but because his brain can no longer tolerate activities that require time and patience. He has become accustomed to speed and immediate excitement to the point that he is no longer able to enjoy the quiet. This is how dopamine depletion turns into an internal gap. A gap between what your mind can enjoy naturally and what it has become accustomed to receiving artificially. The gap that makes you say, "I don't like anything. Everything is boring. I don't feel anything anymore." While the truth is that your feeling has not been lost, it has been overwhelmed. Psychology calls this dopamine sensitivity reduction. You don't need more pleasure. You need your brain to stop receiving pleasure all the time. But the problem is that today we live in a world designed to drown you in stimulation. Every video, every game, every advertisement demands a new rush of dopamine from your brain. A small, fast, temporary rush, but one that raises the threshold and raises it and raises it until the entire reality is below the level your mind has become accustomed to. And now, let me ask you, how many times have you picked up your phone without a reason? How many times have you opened an app even though you didn't want anything? How many times have you felt more tired after a long session on social media instead of being more entertained? How many times have you tried to practice an old hobby and felt no passion as you used to? If you are honest with yourself, you will discover that a large part of your brain has been programmed today without you realizing it. But the beautiful thing is that the matter can be fixed, and easily too. How? With only 3 steps, you can restart your brain. The 3 steps to restart your brain. Give your brain moments of quiet, even for a short time. The goal is not to cut everything out, but to reduce the dose. Simply easing the stimulation will gradually bring you back to a genuine feeling. Return to slow things. Read a little. Walk a little. Sit with yourself. At first, you will feel bored, and this is completely normal.
Boredom is a sign that your brain is withdrawing from the excess of doses, and it is the first stage towards genuine enjoyment. Return to the hobbies that gave you a sense of achievement, not because you want results, but because you want to reset your relationship with pleasure. With time, your brain will start responding. You will rejoice once again in a small achievement. You will smile again at a quiet moment. You will sleep safely again and wake up with a genuine desire for life. Finally, remember well, you have not lost pleasure. You have not lost passion. You have not lost yourself. You are only exhausted by a world too fast for a mind that was not created for this speed. And when you understand this, you begin the first step in recovering your life, your feelings, and your ability to enjoy everything again.